ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Namaskar, my dear friends. This is video number 5 on Mundaka Upanishad. This video starts with verse number 13 of chapter 2 of Mundaka 1. The transmission of the knowledge of Brahma. Verse 13. To that pupil who has duly approached him, whose mind is completely serene and whose senses are controlled, the wise teacher should indeed rightly impart the knowledge of Brahma, through which one knows the immutable and true Purusha. Duly approached, following the injunctions of the scriptures, he must be endowed with humility, the spirit of service, and genuine yearning, completely serene, that is to say, free from pride and similar blemishes. Should indeed rightly, etc. The duty of the preceptor is to help the qualified pupil who has duly approached him to cross the great ocean of ignorance. Sankaracharya. Knowledge of Brahma. Compare. Purusha, person. Etymologically, the word means that which fills all. Purnatavat, or that which dwells in the body. Puri Syanat. The dualists and the qualified non-dualists use the word to denote the personal God associated with a form. According to the non-dualist, it signifies the Supreme Being or Brahma. The word also means an individual person. Here ends the second chapter of the first Mundaka. Now starts the second Mundaka, chapter 1. This is the truth. As from a blazing fire, sparks initially akin to it fly forth by the thousand, so also, my good friend, do various beings come forth from the imperishable Brahma, and unto him again return. Truth. The truth here referred to is the ultimate truth, in contrast to the truth mentioned in Mundaka 1, chapter 2, stanza number 1. The latter is only a relative truth, being the object of the lower knowledge and also being associated with work and its results. The truth state here is the goal of the higher knowledge, as from etc. Brahma, the goal of higher knowledge is realized only in immediate and direct awareness. It cannot be objectified like a physical thing or a mental idea. For that reason, Brahma is here described to the disciple indirectly by means of an illustration to make it as clear as an object of direct perception, essentially akin, etc. The sparks have essentially the same nature as the fire. Both are endowed with heat and light. Likewise, consciousness is the essential nature of both Jiva and Brahma, various beings. The multiplicity of beings is due to the multiplicity of the upadhis with which Brahma is associated through Maya. Vedanta gives the illustration of Akasha, which is really one and without a second, limited by receptacles or pots of different sizes. However, it appears to be diverse, as for example, the Akasha in a pot, the Akasha in a jar, the Akasha in a tumbler. Likewise, Brahma also appears as diverse beings on account of its association through Maya with upadhis of many names and forms. Again written, in the end all phenomenal beings without exception are absorbed in Brahma, though the multiplicity of jivas is the result of Brahma's association through Maya with various bodies, each characterized by a name and a form. Brahma or pure consciousness itself is one and indivisible. One may try to understand this profound Vedantic truth by means of an illustration. Imagine a lake covered by a sheet of ice. Further, imagine that there are innumerable holes of different sizes in the ice through which one can see water in different shapes. In reality, the water is one and indivisible, but there appear to be many forms and shapes of water on account of its association with the holes of different sizes. The water of the lake stands for the non-dual Brahma and the sheet of ice for Maya or ignorance. The holes may be compared to the various physical bodies and the portions of water seen through them to the jivas or individual consciousness. Individual consciousnesses. When, on the melting of the ice, the holes are destroyed, the portions of water in them disappear in the water of the lake. Likewise, when, on the destruction of ignorance, the bodies created by ignorance disappear, the consciousnesses limited by the bodies merge in pure consciousness. From the indivisible water of the lakes are produced various shapes and sizes of water through its association with the various holes made possible by the covering of sheet of ice, and into the same indivisible water they ultimately disappear. When the ice and its effect, the holes are destroyed. Likewise, out of pure consciousness come forth through Maya various jivas, and to it they return when Maya and its effect, names and forms are destroyed. Brahma, limited by Maya or Saguna Brahma, is both the material and the efficient cause of universe and all living beings. There is, however, no real difference between Brahma with attributes and without them. Samsara, the object of the lower knowledge, has been dealt with in foregoing chapter. Brahma is its root and substratum. Into Brahma it disappears again. When one knows Brahma, one knows all the objects of the universe. The present chapter will describe Brahma. The previous verse has described Saguna Brahma as the cause and the ultimate goal of all living beings. The following verse indicates Nirguna Brahma or pure consciousness, which is higher than Saguna Brahma, being free from the diversity of upadhis. It is described by a negation of attributes. Verse number 2. He is the self-luminous and formless Purusha, uncreated and existing both within and without. He is devoid of prana, devoid of mind, pure and higher than the supreme imperishable. He, the attributeless pure consciousness known as Nirguna Brahma, self-luminous. The word may also mean causeless and distinct from all that is relative. Purusha, the all-pervading Brahma who dwells in all bodies as consciousness. Uncreated, all changes follow birth or creation. The birthlessness of Brahma also implies an absence of all modifications such as growth, transformation, decay and death. devoid of prana, mind. Through ignorance, people associate Atma with different bodies and believe it to possess prana, mind, and senses. But prana, mind, and senses do not inhere in Atma. The knower of truth realizes Atma to be devoid of prana, whose characteristics are motion and the power to act. Likewise, it is devoid of mind, which is endowed with the capacity to know diversity and is also characterized by doubt and volition. Atma is free from mind and intellect and the organs of perception and action. Supreme imperishable. The word imperishable, Akshara, here means Saguna Brahma, in which the upadhis of the names and forms of the manifested universe exist in a seed state. It is the seed of all causes and effects seen in the relative world. Saguna Brahma is called supreme because it is higher than all the diverse entities in the manifested universe, which are its modifications. The attributeless Brahma or pure consciousness is superior to Saguna Brahma or the seed state because it is beyond Maya and all differentiation, manifest or unmanifest. It permeates Saguna Brahma and the multiplicity of the universe as cloth permeates its warp and woof. It is the transcendental and unrelated ground of all relativity. Prana, mind, and senses are later stages in the evolution of Prakriti. Therefore, they are absent in pure consciousness. Nirguna Brahma or pure consciousness is without attributes but in association with Maya. Brahma is called the cause of creation. Whenever the Upanishads speak of Brahma as the cause of creation, they really refer to this latter Saguna Brahma. Verse number 3. From him are born prana, mind, all the sense organs, akasha, air, fire, water, and earth, which supports all. Are born. The creation is illusory. From the standpoint of pure consciousness, the created objects do not exist. It is through Maya or nescience along that Brahma appears as the universe and all created objects, Akasha, etc., for the creation of the various elements and for the cosmology. Consult Vedanta Sara, Panchadasi or any other authoritative book on the Vedanta philosophy. As before creation, so also afterwards, Brahma is free from prana, mind and sense organs. These are modifications of Saguna Brahma and therefore have no independent existence. According to Vedanta, all modifications are unreal. They are mere words. A tray, a tumbler, and a cup made from clay have no existence independent of the clay, which is their only real substance. They are mere names and used for convenience in man's practical life. Being in themselves unreal, prana, mind, and sense organs do not exist as such in Brahma before or after creation. A children man cannot be called a father simply because of his dreaming about a son. The creation is like a dream, just as the dream is real to the dreamer, so the world is real to the unillumined person and continues to be so till he wakens to the light of truth. The imperishable and attributeless absolute has been briefly described in the second verse of this chapter. Now the same entity, the subject matter of the higher knowledge, is discussed in detail. It has been reiterated that the attributeless absolute is not essentially different from Saguna Brahma, who is the direct cause of creation. Verse number 4. The heavens are his head, the sun and moon his eyes, the quarters his ears, the, the revealed Vedas his speech, the wind is his breath, the universe his heart, from his feet is produced the earth. He is indeed the inner self of all beings. The heavens. The word in the text is Agni, which generally means fire, but the Vedas sometimes use this word to denote the heavens. Revealed according to Orthodox Hindu tradition, the Vedas are without beginning, anadi, eternal, nitya, and not ascribable to human authorship. Apaurusheya. The supersensuous truths embodied in them were revealed by the Lord Himself in the beginning to the rishis or seers, universe, etc. The tangible universe is a modification of mind. It is not perceived in deep sleep. It then disappears into mind. During the waking state, the various tangible forms are produced from mind. Mind here refers, of course, to the cosmic mind. In this verse, Brahma is conceived of as Virat, the first embodied manifestation of the Lord as the totality of the bodies in the universe and also as the inmost self of all beings. Virat is present in all beings as the seer, hearer, and knower. He is also the infinite, all-pervading spirit Vishnu, the evolution of living beings from Brahma. Verse number 5. From him comes the fire, whose fuel is the sun. From the moon comes rain, from rain the herbs that grew on the earth, from the herbs the seminal fluid which a man pours into a woman. Thus many living beings are born of the Purusha. Fire, the heavens, fuel, the heavens are illumined by the sun. This verse refers to the five fires described in the third chapter of the fifth part of the Chandogya Upanishad. According to the story, Svetaketu, the son of the Rishi Gautama, visited Pravahana, the king of Panchala. The king asked him 5 questions, one of which was whether Svetketu knew how the fifth oblation offered at the sacrifice was transformed into a human body. Unable to give the answer, the boy went to his father, who also was ignorant about it. The king explained the matter thus to Gautama. The heavens that one sees above are a fire. The other 4 fires are rain, earth, man, and woman. The meaning of the above statement is this: the oblations offered in the sacrificial fire consist mostly of a liquid substance which accompanies the soul of the sacrificer to the plane of the moon after his death. After enjoying the apportioned happiness there, the soul comes down to the sky, the heavens, and dwells in a cloud. Next, it falls to earth with the rain and is absorbed by the herbs and plants. When the plants are eaten by man and transformed into his semen, the soul dwells in the semen. Last of all, it enters the womb of a woman and is born in a human body. Therefore, the heavens, rain, earth, man, and woman are described as 5 kinds of sacrificial fire, and the soul's journey through them is compared to the offering of an oblation. The Purusha or Brahma is the final cause of all beings. The Upanishad explain man's origin and journey as a spiritual act. Furthermore, Verse number 6. From him have come the Rik, the Saman, the Yajas, the Diksha, all sacrifices, the Kartus, gifts, the air, the sacrificer, and the worlds which the moon sacrifices and sun illumines. Rig, a group of versified Vedic mantras, the mantras of the Rig Veda, whose letters fit one-fourth part of a stanza is a foot, and endings are determined by rule and which are marked by chandas, meters, such as the Gayatri. Saman, a group of Vedic mantras with their various classifications. These are set to music, yajas, a group of Vedic mantras written in prose whose letters, endings, and so on are not determined by any rule. Diksha, a ceremony preliminary to a sacrifice in which, among other details, the sacrificer wears a cord of munja grass. Sacrifices such as the Agnihotra, Karatus, a sacrifice which requires a sacrificial post and in which animals are slaughtered. Gifts ranging from the giving of a cow to that of a untold wealth. Year, the stipulated time for the performance of a sacrifice. Worlds, the planes where the sacrificers go after death to enjoy the fruit of their religious rites. Moon refers to Chandraloka or the plane of the moon, where unillumined souls go after death, following the southern path. Sun, Suryaloka or the plane of the sun, where illumined souls go after death, following the northern path, another name of Brahmaloka. The scriptures and the religious rites prescribed by them all have a spiritual origin. I conclude this video here. Next video number 6 will start with verse number 7, chapter number 1 and Mundaka 2. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, comment and share the video. Subscribe the channel. Namaskar, my dear friends.